Hello. So I have finished knitting my Corona blanket and actually was almost done with crocheting the edges of it. And then I ran out of the thread. As it always happens, when things can go wrong, they will. So here I am with this little thingy here. As you can see, I only had this little part of the blanket left for the edging, and I ran out of this particular thread or yarn. And that is slightly different than what I have here, and even though they're very similar, the color is a little off and the density is slightly different as well, so I had to connect them. But that gives me a good opportunity to show you how I tuck in all these unsightly endings. So I will go ahead and crochet this to the end. And as you can see, this is not easy because, again, this is the type of yarn that kind of clings on itself and does not really slide very well. So we'll have to do with this thing here, and then I will go back and just fix this in a second. I just want to go away from this particular part and crochet a little bit more. Okay, this is a little tough here, but here we go. And a little more of this loop here. I guess this will do. I'll just do a spare one. This is harder than I thought it would be. Okay, because this is slightly different, as I said, texture and quality of the thread. It's still cotton and still the same type of yarn. It's just a little more plush and a little thicker, and I hope you can see the difference now here. So in here I'm approaching the end where I need to tuck in this particular endings from when I started crocheting, casting off. So what I will do here, and of course everyone can come up with their own technique for making this neat and tight together, but I usually line them up by colors so that you can't really see the difference. Then knit it into the edge and then cut off the rest, or tuck it into a different part on the thread. Here I need to do a couple of extra loops so that the edge does not round off, and then I'm ready to go on to the second row of threading here, or second row that I was planning to do for the edging. So I will crochet around. See, that is a really nice definition here. So I will go ahead and then because I still have quite a lot of this green yarn, I'll just go and do another row on this around the entire blanket, and when I'm done I'll show you the result. But here this is safe, this will not go anywhere, and I'll show you how I can tuck this in, and because this is unsightly and I don't really like the way it looks, I'm just going to do it through what I have already crocheted here. And when it's safe, as you can see, this is not going anywhere. It's kind of cleaning on itself. It will withstand for a long time. I will just, when I feel that it's safe, I will just cut it off and put it away that way. So this is, and I like working with the big scissors, not precision scissors, because this way I know that I will not cut into the main fabric. So see, this is all done here, and you can't really see it. And here I will just go and use the same principle and see if I can find an entry point, so to say. This is kind of hard. Okay, let me try the other side. Okay, and this is quite enough. And this will go on the greener side of the other yarn. Not sure if you can see this really well. Hard to watch the video of myself and do this stuff at the same time. So I usually try to tuck the green behind the green so that the contrast is not stark. Okay, and let's do one more. Cover this red. Maybe not this one, but this one. Okay, and that's how I crochet the edging. So obviously this will be a little denser and thicker than the main yarn. I'm sort of a perfectionist, but you know, you will not be able to see all these edges. This is uneven here. Danger is that if it cleans on something, it will get out. So I'll tuck this in right here. Okay. All right. So there's one here that I wanted to show how I handled this right in the middle, because you know, in a project of the size like this, it's inevitable that you will have to connect the threads somewhere, the yarns somewhere in the middle of the project. So there are some of the connections like this. What I usually do is just kind of spread them out so that this knot is not as visible, and then again tuck them behind the work so that you can't really see them. This is not the best size. It's a little smaller than the yarn, and so I need another size tool here, but I'm not big on crocheting, so this is really the only one I have on hand. I crochet only out of necessity for things like this, like knitting a lot more than crocheting, so have to do with what I have here. Okay, and it will go in right like this, and then give it one more time. And you can't see anything now, but just in case, and voila, looks nice, like there was nothing there. All right, I don't really have a story for today except for a funny conversation that I had with my son yesterday about different generations that we have here in America and how we classify them. He is obviously 17 Generation Z, Gen Zer. And when he was reading up on different generations, he was actually struck by the similarities between Gen Zers and boomers. And his remark was like, I don't want to be a boomer when I'm 70 and too conservative and set in my own ways. That's, I guess, the kind of disadvantage of being brought up by a liberal mom. So we talked about the differences in generations, and he was the one who told me that the next generation after Gen Zers, because I was wondering what would be the next one called, because we obviously ran out of letters in the alphabet, and he said that the next generation is already officially called Alpha, which is quite interesting. So we are starting with the Greek alphabet now, which is amazing in itself. So the generation after Alpha will be Beta, I guess, and then Theta, whatever the next letter is in the Greek alphabet, which is pretty amazing as I see it. So we'll see, and it will be interesting also to see how Alpha will be different from even Gen Zers, who are obviously a generation of digital natives who never knew the world without the internet and digital technologies. And so I guess the generation after them will be the first one that is actually close to singularity that Ray Kurzweil was talking about, where people and the machines or robots will be merging to become one. So that's kind of my philosophical tidbit for today. And I think, see how nice this is looking? So I'll just do the other part of it around the entire blanket, and just to show you how it came out. This is, as I said, a really, really big project, and I'm quite proud of it. And nice lush colors, beautiful yarn. Again, thank you, Kathy, my friend, who sent me 2 boxes of different yarns to play with. And this was one of those projects that I really, really enjoyed doing during the lockdown. So I will see you next time. Bye.